Yes, hello. Good evening. Welcome. How are you? How are you? It's been a minute. It's George Mason, comedian George Mason, coming to you live and in full effect. Alexa, off music. Yeah. And it's holidays, baby. It's the holidays. It's Tuesday night here in New York, approximately 8:53 is the time. It's all good. And you know, holidays, man, you lay around, you eat, it's so good. Family, friends, it's beautiful. I hope you guys had a safe and beautiful, good productive Thanksgiving, if that's a good word to use for productive. But you know, and you forget. Well, I forget like how important family is, around this time of the year until you see them, and it's a blessing to have them in your life and to uh, it's enriching. I just want to thank my sister, Lydia, for really giving me an incredible Thanksgiving. It really made me feel special. Her and the family, my Puerto Rican family, the side of Puerto Rican side of my family. Huh? How about that? Huh? Yeah. It's how I was raised. It's amazing. Haven't had a show. Haven't even talked about that too much at all, if any, to some extent. You know. Uh, yeah. How families. We have a lot of mixed families and stuff, and it. But yeah, and my Puerto Rican family, and yo, man. And it was like I said, it was real nice, man. Food, my sister and cousins and aunts and stuff, they did their thing in the kitchen. Mainly Lydia, my sister, the lasagna, uh, the pasteles, and it's the Spanish food, the Puerto Rican. I remember Mamita. That's my stepfather. That's Joey's. My father calling my stepfather. He's the only father I know. Just give it up to Joey. And let me show you who Joey is. Yeah, he used to take me over to Mamita. Mamita lived over on 102nd and Second Avenue, right? What is that? That's not the Columbus houses. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's Joe there. That's my stepfather. He's a good dude, man. He's a man. Taught me what a man is and should be like in a lot of aspects, many ways. Take me fishing and stuff like that in the mornings, and yeah, he was good. Come to my games, came to my football games, supported me wholeheartedly. He really did. Get me up and go you know, to the games with me and stuff like that. I remember being out there one time early in the morning, like fishing and stuff and driving. And I know he was so tired that he almost went off on the road. It was just one of those things, man. Him and I both like kind of woke up at the same time before the car, like, went into the wall and stuff like that. Thank God we didn't crash. But yeah, I remember that as a little guy. And then we come out here. We come out to, and sometimes we fish off the pier, but then sometimes we go all the way out to Long Island, Montauk Point and stuff like that on the boat. I got those, I had the big fro. This was small, the fro, compared to like what I used stuff. And maybe I find it and I post it up tomorrow or whatever. But yeah, that's, let me show you my Mita, say Joe's mother. Just the pictures, and I came back, had all these pictures lying around. I, you know, took shots of them and then put them up and stuff like that. I got more. I saw brothers and stuff and cousins and that I tell you, I seen in 40, 50 years. Alfonso, uh, then we called Alfonso. He's beautiful. His family is gorgeous. He introduced me to his family, his side of the family. But the lady in the back near the curtain, that's Mamita. Huh? That's Joe's mother. Go over there, man. It's talk about cooking, pasteles and everything, and all the roque pollo, all the Spanish dishes and stuff. And yo, that lady next to her, that's one of her daughters. Actually, that's Mamita. That's her granddaughter, right? Mamita, Iris. No, that's her daughter. And Joe's her son, and that's her daughter. And that's Iris. That's Lydia. That's and that's my mother here, my beautiful mother, right? And as you see, Lydia is just, she's all caught up in the moment and stuff like that. This lady here is actually Lydia's biological mother, Iris. And, we have an interesting family. It's interesting. I'm proud of them. And I wanted to thank him. That food was just so damn good. She hooked me up. She blessed me up on the way out. I took out a whole pan and I took my going through that, the lasagna, the potato salad, the collard greens. I'm talking about she threw down in the cakes. I didn't even get none of the cake. So stuffed, man. I was gonna stay the night over, but it's like stay, what I mean, you stay over, you want to leave like early or it's so cold out there that particular. Once you like don't away or whatever, I left around 11 at night. And it took me a couple hours, 2-3 hours, maybe 3, something like that. But like I said, it was brick outside. But it was worth it. Worth every second of it, of the travel and everything. And it was all good. Alfonso, I hadn't seen the brother, like I said, 30 plus 40, 50 years. It was just, and you see like this, what you remember, right? When you see them back after that, going back to when you were like 9, 10 years old, that comes back. It's like, whoa. And he's calling all the family members, Martha, Johnny, Tita, that's Carmen. Let me see, I got Tita here somewhere. Yeah, it's just, I got so many more pictures I got with Bam and Mommy. I didn't put them up yet. But yeah, but tomorrow I'm going to talk about me. I interview me, basically. Because I got a lot of history in the game, comedy game, entertainment, football. I play football. Talk a little something about that. Pro, didn't know it though. I was talented enough to definitely, play pro ball. But I was psyched out, being short and, what. But I'll talk about it, because sometimes, if you don't have focus, you don't have guidance or whatever, that's a difficult thing. But I'll speak more the psychological aspect of, this common there, this Tita. And yeah, that's them old pictures. And it's right around the holidays. It's Christmas, in our cozy little apartment over there in Flushing, Queens. Huh? And let me show this one here. That's Tita. I don't think I have any pictures of Alfonso and Martha. But yeah, my show tonight, I just want to remind you, tune in tomorrow night. And I'm going to break down the shows that I've had here. Had a lot of shows, the different guests. the albino twins, the Almighty Force brothers, Lady Miz, and uh, the guest list goes on and on and on. And I actually had Stevie D from the Almighty, sorry, the Force brothers, not the Full Force uh, brothers. Yeah, I'll have it together tomorrow night. I'm still a little. I've been just laying around. Basically, I was running out, and hit the numbers. The last past week, hit it twice. Nice little taste here and there. So I've been thankful with that. Been on that order. Yeah. So I was just like I said, just couldn't get over how incredible Thanksgiving was. I hope you guys had a good one as well and blessed on that order. But yeah, so tomorrow night, join me 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. And I don't know where you're at throughout the country or whatever, but I'll tell you, like I said, it was cold here. The wind is blowing. We were supposed to get all the snow today, and but we didn't. We got a lot. It was just flooded everywhere. I'm by the water, and I'm in Rockaway Beach. What's up, Karen? Hello, Karen. I told her about cold. Karen tunes in, and she's from Wisconsin, right? And yeah, so when I say cold, nothing for her, I'm pretty sure, because it was just incredibly frigid here. If you want, if you know, you want to, let's call it that. But yeah, but tomorrow I'm going to talk about a little about the football, my little football exploits. Like I say, when people talk about, well, you have to have focus. You have to have an understanding of what focus is. But when you're a little guy, a little person, whatever, but you're hearing this, you're hearing that, and being short, I was good, very talented. But did I believe I could make it? I didn't really like put too much stock into it because everybody was talking that you know you're tall. If you're tall, oh, this that they made being tall and being a few more pounds that they were like monsters, like the professional players were monsters. And then the school I went to, Bayside High School, in Bayside we had um, over seven seven people, seven guys that made that played pro ball. And one brother I grew up with, Kai Davidson. We used to stay over each other's houses and stuff. And I actually, him and a brother named Kendall Smalls. Kendall and I recruited Kai. Well, Kendall recruited me. Let me get it right and tell it correctly. Recruited me. Kendall was a ball player. He was fearsome, tough kid. And he got me out there. Then we got Kai. And Kai went on to play with the Jets and stuff. And, from Bayside, he went to Rhode Island. He got a lot of friends that went to URI. And it just goes to show you. I mean, Kai made it. And, it happened. But, yeah, you coming for me when I used to take breaks. You know what I'm saying? So it's like then you look and say, "Oh man, he made it or whatever." But and they see the guys that did make it. Yeah, they put that image in your head. Oh man, the guys on the NFL, they're 300, 400 pounds, and man. But you're playing with these guys your whole career. But like I said, I get more into that. At a later date, because am I bitter that I didn't make it, like playing professional football? No, I wasn't ready. Mentally, I wasn't ready. I ended up, I had a choice to go to either Nebraska, which is a Division I school, D1, or Ramblin'. After a while, I chose, my family wanted me to go to all black school, historically black school, and that's what I chose. And like I said, I'll talk more specifically about that incident, that connection or whatever. But yeah, Uh, it's another thing. A lot of times people aren't ready. Oh, hey, Karen, what did you say, Karen? Had over 6 inches of snow over the weekend. It's coming yeah, that's what they say. It's coming over here. Yeah, we were supposed to have it today. We're supposed to get about that today. Either the snow or the rain, but like I said, we caught the rain. But yeah, you know what? And it's a hell of a thing. A lot of people aren't ready for success. A lot of people are scared of success, and people was thinking, was I scared of success? I think I don't know. I can't say I was actually scared of success or anything along those lines. Just the focus wasn't there. If I was put, in the right direction, as far as like somebody set me down and then put it in, like, hey man, this is what is needed to be done. This is what you should. If I had a real guidance counselor, if you will, in high school, I never really went to the coach. I never sat in his office. I never, he never really said anything to me. I don't know if he even liked me. You know what I'm saying? I was a good, productive ball player, hell of a ball player. That's what he said one time. Mason, you're a hell of a ball player, but you don't know your two hole from your one hole. You're running. People that know football know what I'm talking about. Like when you hit the hole line of scrimmage, and if you go, the two hole is to the right of the guard. The center guard, and but right off the guard, not off tackle. But yeah, so hey, what's up, partner? Eddie P's in the house. Hey, what? Eddie Prather. He said he just was able to get on. Yeah, I just came on a few minutes. I was talking about, incredible Thanksgiving that I had. I was at Lydia's house, and I was saying like the Puerto Rican side of my family, and because her family came. Partner said I didn't listen to him. Um, I don't know what that means. You didn't. Oh, I ain't talking about. I didn't listen to him. He gave me the advice, and I was supposed to listen. I just got it. All right, got you, partner. Hey, I got you. I got you, buddy. Nah, partner. I always listen. You already know. And yeah, who do I call for advice? I still call you. Sometimes before I make a decision or whatever, I'll check and see how you think about it, how you feel about it. And I wish you had been there in my life at that time. Maybe you would have taught some real sense into me because my direction, I was wanting to be a drug dealer at that time. I wanted to running with my Uncle T, and he was out there. He's the one who gave me the car, that deuce and a quarter, that limited, because Buick Limited, because I chose to go to Grambling. But and he was getting money. He's getting real money. I seen it. I saw the money. I seen what was what, and but that was like during those times. Where my grandmother always say, hindsight is 2020, and yeah, it just I never knew what that meant. But that's like when you get older and you look back on stuff and you say, oh, I should have did that, would have stuff. That becomes 2020. That becomes clear, and in your rear view, as it says. You know what I mean? But it's all good. But I'm thankful and blessed to be here. Mama used to always say too, you live and you learn. And yeah, so and Mama always, how life, things go fast, and it really does. You learn a lesson, and then you're in school, you just don't realize how fast things. That's why when I coach football, my boy over at Jamaica High School, Cal Whitfield, Coach Whitfield, get a hand for Coach Whitfield. We get the kids, and then we try to instill in them how fast things go. Because we've been there. Cal could have been playing ball. He got jerked around in college, which he didn't know because he's a ball player. He's a real ball player. Wherever he was needed, that's where he went. He didn't ask questions. He didn't talk back to the coach. He's a running back. He broke all the the records at University of Rhode Island. That's where they needed him at first initially, and they put him in the backfield. I think 1 year. I think he played several years at DB. We had scouts coming in. They were looking at him, for position and pro ball. Because when you're a lockdown corner, that's valuable. But again, I tell you, it's one of those things. You look back, and somebody said, you should write a book. And I have. I've got the memoirs. Thank you. It's called The Book, still on the 9-yard line. And now I got a thing. I think, will I turn to AI? Maybe to bump it up, just to sickly, how it's going to look, to shape it up, frame it up. And, somebody said, well, with AI, it's a lazy way of doing things. I had Tyrone Lowe on. Give it up to Tyrone. Past week before the holidays, I had Tyrone on last week. And Tyrone he has a show on YouTube called The Legends Show. And we chopped it up. And Tyrone's very interested and very professional brother, very laid back, very cool, smooth, and with his style of doing his thing with the hosting, podcasting, and stuff. So, but yeah, I was thankful and blessed to have him on, and we had a good show. We had a nice little talk. Love to have him back, and I'd love to go and do his show again. The show I taped it out of at Lehman College in BronxNet, and it was interesting. But yeah, so I had meant to thank him before the next day, but it just got so crazy, like busy, different stuff, and like you realize how short the days are and can be. Like when you're into something and doing it and stuff, and Lord have mercy how fast time goes. And but it's all good. Enjoy it while we're here. Be thankful. Count your blessings, as they always say. And I'm on the net a lot, right, with the YouTubers and stuff, and back and forth, and you see a lot of stuff like talent. I see some talented like Godfrey, the comedian, very funny brother, very talented young man, and does his voice spot on. He does a Donald Trump. He sounds more like Trump than Trump. I was watching a little skit that he was doing with Steve Harvey, and his like I said, his impressions are spot on. I caught some stuff with Eddie Murphy, and it makes you appreciate. And that's why I want to do the thing tomorrow about comedy. What is a stand-up comedian? And I saw this one thing Eddie was talking about where he had called Richard Pryor and told Richard and Bill Cosby had called him and told him he curses too much. And Richard said, man, shit. And Bill Cosby call you next time, tell him to say, suck my dick and have a Coke and a smile, something like that. But I'll play that little clip tomorrow. But it's a funny brother. Eddie's been at it for damn near 40 years at least. Yeah, I said 40 minimum at the number one spot. They try to always come up, but Eddie can't fuck with him in that acting game. Plus he's a superb comedian. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good like that. But subjective comedy, and I'll talk a little bit about that and just get my opinions on what I think a good comedian is, and female and male. I'll get my, I'd say top 10, if you will, of female comedians and male comedians, black and white. And yeah, so that's what the show is going to be about tomorrow. Life, life in it, saying this, and like I was doing a show before with Eddie OJ when we talking about, and you know what, and tomorrow we can make it on that order as well. But I definitely want to get some stuff off my chest. I want to talk, more about the that book. The ball is still on the 9 yard line, and about the holidays, to always protect yourself, watch your back, and these cats, man, they out here watching you. If you're not watching them, they're watching you. But just very diligent, and as far as like where you're where you're at, your surroundings and stuff like that. Hey, what's up, Tim? Tim Yoakley. Eddie Murphy. Tim says Eddie Murphy has a new Netflix where he has of Cosby and Pryor, and Richard is talking about drugging the pudding. That's got to be funny. And Tim Oakley has a beautiful song I had played, and I did again, and raise them up right. Yeah, God bless you, Tim. I hope you had a good holiday, and brother, the lyrics on the song, uh, what he's saying in there, it touches home, man, because it needs to be heard. It's called bring them up right. And there's several more that Tim had. I didn't get a chance to listen to them yet, but yeah, we played that one, and it got great response, good feedback on that, and thank you, brother Tim. And yeah, so that's all I have for you now in regards to our show. Tune in, and I'm gonna, be up late tonight and then just plan it out. Yeah, how the structure of it, and as I want to make a good presentation. The thing, like I said, focus for the kids and stuff, and uh, say that if I had more focus, I'd be someplace else. And I always believe you're where you're supposed to be, right? To some extent. So, you know, maybe I'm used to set a tone that, I can be in somebody's life to say, hey, to make a difference. Well, like I said, I never went to my coach to say this or that, uh, off the field. I was the guy who played ball. I was focused in the sense that I was there on the field, but I didn't go to, like I said, sit down in front of him and get advice or what should be done. The letters that came in my junior year, I didn't go to him and ask him, like Coach Nelson, this, that, or the third, about, um, what schools were interested in me. I had heard hearsay, kids that were in his office. Mason, oh, you got from Austin College, Kent State, Oklahoma, Nebraska. I know I heard about Nebraska, about when I was in my junior year. Let me show this little clip here real quick. This is it's me here, basketball, and yeah, I was an athlete. I was athlete. They named me the athlete. What they give me that title? Uh, uh, like athlete school, best athlete, whatever. And this man here, Sidney Meyer, he owned a camp called the Basketball and Baseball Hall of Fame, upstate New York. And he sent me there. He gave me 2 weeks free pass to that camp. I met Bill Russell there. He's tall. He's a tall man. And Gene Michael of the New York Yankees, they called him the Stick. Yeah, I met him, and I cursed him out as well. He was stingy on autographs. But Bill Russell didn't give autographs either, but he was known for not giving autographs. But yeah, that's Little Joe, that's Earl, that's Johnny there, that's Ira Kaufman. Used to call him the businessman. Alex Diamond, my man, Andy Hidalgo, huh? Andy was no joke, hell of a ball player. Cuban brother, I'm back in touch with Andy. And he looks pretty much the same. He's got older. We all got older. But that's Manny at Hops. A cat, man, but we bound you on and back up to the hole. And he was no joke. Uh, Tim Yoki said, I got a new one. I will send you. Call, listen with your heart. Yeah. That's how you, with your stuff from your work, from what I've seen, with that first song, that's how you do that. It touches your heart because when you have to, have an open heart, open mind, if you will, as well. But yeah, bring them up right. But yeah, that's the basketball picture. Sidney Meyer, he just pulled me to, and I think, you got a chance. And I played the basketball. I was good as well. I had a nice game. Short, little shorty doo-wop doing it. You know what I'm saying? But can't say just because you're short or whatever. But with basketball, then maybe. But I was nice. Yeah, I am. Thanksgiving. It's number 45. I'm tucking it away. That's how you run. You make sure all tucked and hitting the sidelines. I had 3 touchdowns this particular game, 2 extra points, and out of 40-6, we routed this on our way. We had won a championship the year before. Bayside High School has 7 city titles, and yeah, we on our way to our that might have been at that time. But yeah, that's me, breaking away. Bayside had the ball yesterday, winning the Queens PSAL football championship with a 40-6 rout of August Martin. And left photo, Kai Davidson, that's Kai I was telling you about, scores for the Commodores. While at right, George Mason breaks into the clear on one of his scoring jumps. Huh? There you go, Georgie boy. But yeah, so that was a little something tomorrow. Here's another. You could tell these pictures are old, right? The grain. You can see the grain on these bad boys. Mason's PSAL King George Mason, the Swift 5'6", 165-pound Bayside High School junior halfback, the new Queens High School individual football scoring champ. Mason won the title with 66 points and succeeds former Bayside teammate Pierre. Yeah, Pierre was bad boy, who toppled the barrel with 154 points. You see that? He had 154 points. And Davis played varsity football as a freshman at Fordham University this season. It's a beautiful field, Fordham, in the Bronx. I mean, gorgeous. And yeah, so yeah, and Pierre and I was behind me in the point column. They said I was a junior wingback. I wasn't a tailback. If I was a tailback, I would have lit them up, man. Because I only got maybe 2 or 3 touches. That means, handoffs. My thing was I was catching passes as well. And then, a breakaway runner. If I got the ball 10 times during the game, you getting touchdowns. That's a fact. If I got it 20 times a game, I could how many touchdowns, I don't know. But you definitely was going to get you over 200 yards. Yes, if I'm coming out of the tailback, out of the 3 or the 4, yeah, I'm doing my thing. But yeah, I was a wingback. And he got it wrong, but that's all good. I know the difference. I know the deal. And yeah, so yeah, I getting a little nostalgic because holiday, all that football that we had right for Thanksgiving. I see the Cowboys did their things over the Chiefs. I actually like drag. A lot of people don't like the Cowboys or anything like that, but I'm old school guy. And that all squads do good. I love Buffalo. John, talented and stuff like that. But yeah, so tomorrow, I'm starting to to ramble. I didn't even drink. But yeah, tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I'll see you there. Lydia, sweetheart, God bless you, and thank you again for a beautiful Thanksgiving, a beautiful day. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alexa, resume music. Yeah, so be safe. Tell somebody you love them. Tell your loved ones you love them. Let them know you can't be in the wrong if you're doing the right thing. Persistence overcomes resistance all the time. And stay safe. God bless. Peace.